We're at the Boulder Police Department with Commander Ron Gossage talking about the SWAT team. Commander, how long has the Boulder Police Department had a SWAT team?
We've had a SWAT team since 1982.
And what exactly does SWAT stand for?
SWAT stands for Special Weapons and Tactics.
Okay. And I understand you do a lot of training throughout the year to make sure the Boulder SWAT team is prepared. What are some of the benefits of having our own SWAT team here in the city?
There's a lot of benefits to having a SWAT team in the city. SWAT gives you the ability to have a highly trained group of individuals respond at a moment's notice to a situation that may not be encountered in day-to-day patrol work, high-risk situations.
And how often is a SWAT team called out to respond to those types of situations?
We average about 8 to 10 call-outs per year.
So a lot of training goes into preparing a SWAT officer throughout the year. How often do you train, and what really goes into that?
Well, we're a part-time team, so all of us have additional responsibilities here at the police department. But as a SWAT unit, we get 20 hours of training per month. We train in a variety of situations. We try to make our training as realistic as possible so that we can face whatever situation it is that we're called to face. We try to use role players in actual buildings when we have the opportunity to make it more realistic. We train from everything from building entry to vehicle assaults to sniper situations, crowd control events, and the like. And
I understand you did some training earlier this year, which are two realistic video scenarios that we're going to be able to watch. And can you walk us through that? What are we going to see?
Sure. You're going to see two scenarios in a recent training that we did. The first scenario involves a barricaded suspect at a daycare center, and the second scenario involves a barricaded suspect in a vehicle in addition to a second barricaded suspect in a nearby building.
So two very realistic situations that you encounter on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So let's roll the tape.
So we have two scenarios that we're working on today in this training. First is a barricaded gunman with hostages at a daycare center. These are our SWAT negotiators assigned to the SWAT team, the ones that were in civilian type clothes. They're the ones that actually talk to the suspect inside the building. These are shots of our perimeter officers moving up into position so that they can contain the suspect in his location so he can't flee with hostages.
Move back! Come on out to us!
These officers are attempting to make communication, verbal communication with the suspect from a safe distance away.
There's a kitchen on the left side, there's a kitchen on the right side. They're mirrored.
Write that.
Call me when you have.
They're mirrored.
This shows a hostage that has escaped from the facility and is running away. It gives our perimeter officers a new challenge to confront. This is our entry team. The decision has been made at this point that we need to make entry into this facility so that we can try to save the lives of any of the innocent folks that are inside. Anytime we have the opportunity prior to making an entry, we'd like to go through a practice run if we can, and in this case we had a building in the same location that was similar in floor plan, so our officers are going to go into that building and use it as a practice run before they make actual entry into the building in question. So what has occurred here is the suspect has presented himself at the front door of the facility and actually followed the commands of one of the perimeter officers. So the officer that you see standing at the front door is actually guarding a suspect that he has in a prone position, and the remaining entry team will move up here, make entry, and secure any other suspects that may be inside and safeguard any innocent folks. So that's one of our role players playing the role of a suspect. They're simulating handcuffing at that. After every situation that we encounter, whether it's in training or whether it's a real life situation, we hold what we call a debrief. We talk about what went well, what didn't go so well, how we can improve in the future. So in this second scenario, this is a vehicle assault combined with another barricaded gunman. These officers are approaching this vehicle. Inside the vehicle, there's one suspect. You're going to see a flashbang used here in a moment as a diversionary device. These officers are looking for people that are inside the vehicle that may be hidden down, underneath the seat, in the back. They're also trying to secure the driver, who happens to be the suspect in this case. They're looking for mainly weapons and taking the folks that are in the car into custody so we can sort things out. The building behind the vehicle is actually part of the scenario as well. There is another barricaded suspect in that building. You're going to see the officers focus their attention on that building and those windows in order to deal with that next situation, that other suspect. At this point, we've set up a perimeter around that other building, and shortly you're going to see the officers move up and make entry into that building. Because we're using civilian volunteers to help us with role-playing at this time, we're not using simunitions or fake bullets, if you will, so you're going to hear the officer say bang, bang, bang as simulated gunfire.
We've been speaking with Commander Ron Gossage of the Boulder SWAT team about some of the scenarios that the SWAT team trains for to make sure we're safe here in Boulder. Commander, thank you for joining us today and sharing some of the training scenarios with us.
It's my pleasure.
And we'll be back with more Inside Boulder after this.